Imagine waking up in the morning, grabbing your phone for just one quick check, and suddenly realizing an hour has disappeared. You didn't plan to spend that time scrolling. You didn't consciously choose to watch dozens of random videos. But somehow, your attention was captured, held hostage, and monetized. And no app has mastered this better than TikTok. TikTok isn't just another social media platform. It's one of the most powerful attention machines ever created. In less than a decade, it transformed how billions of people consume entertainment, process information, and even think. It changed music, culture, politics, shopping, relationships, and the way our brains respond to stimulation. But here's the scary part. Most people still think they're in control while using it. They're not. Because TikTok was designed to exploit one of the most valuable resources on Earth, human attention. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at your phone the same way again. Human attention has always been valuable. For centuries, companies competed for it through newspapers, radio, television, and billboards. But those systems had limits. TV shows ended. Commercials stopped. Newspapers ran out of pages. TikTok removed those limits entirely. Infinite scroll changed everything. There is no stopping point. No natural ending. No moment where your brain says, okay, we're done. The feed just keeps going forever. And that's not an accident. The app is powered by one of the most advanced recommendation algorithms ever built. Every second you spend on the platform becomes data. What you pause on. What you skip. What makes you laugh. What keeps you watching until the end. TikTok studies your behavior with terrifying precision. Even the slightest hesitation while scrolling tells the algorithm something about you. And unlike older social media platforms that relied heavily on who you follow, TikTok focuses almost entirely on prediction. It doesn't care who your friends are. It cares about what captures your attention. That's why complete strangers can suddenly dominate your feed within hours. The algorithm constantly tests content on small groups of users. If engagement spikes, the video spreads rapidly. One viral clip can reach millions overnight. Which means creators become trapped in a feedback loop. The platform rewards content that generates the strongest emotional reaction in the shortest amount of time. Shock. Anger. Excitement. Curiosity. Fear. The stronger the reaction, the more likely you are to stay. And the longer you stay, the more money the platform makes. This is where psychology enters the picture. TikTok operates like a digital casino. Every swipe acts like pulling the lever on a slot machine. You never know what's coming next. Maybe the next video will be hilarious. Maybe emotional. Maybe outrageous. Maybe life-changing. That uncertainty is incredibly addictive. Psychologists call this variable reward reinforcement. It's the same mechanism used in gambling machines. Random rewards are more powerful than predictable ones because the brain keeps chasing the next dopamine hit. And TikTok delivers those hits at incredible speed. Short-form videos train your brain to crave constant stimulation. Fast cuts. Bright visuals. Loud sounds. Instant payoff. There's no patience required. No effort. Just endless stimulation delivered directly into your nervous system. Over time, this changes how people consume information. Longer content begins to feel boring. Silence feels uncomfortable. Focus becomes harder. Many users report struggling to watch movies, read books, or concentrate on schoolwork after spending hours on short-form content daily. Attention spans aren't just shrinking naturally. They're being reshaped. And TikTok understands this perfectly. The app is engineered to eliminate friction at every level. Open the app, and content starts instantly. No searching required. No decision making. No effort. The platform thinks for you. That convenience feels harmless at first. But it slowly removes intentionality from the experience. Instead of consciously choosing what to watch, users surrender control to the algorithm. And the algorithm becomes frighteningly good at predicting behavior. It can learn your interests faster than some of your closest friends. It learns your insecurities, your desires, your fears, your obsessions. Then it feeds them back to you continuously. This creates personalized reality tunnels where two people can experience completely different versions of the same platform. One person sees fitness motivation. Another sees conspiracy theories. Another sees political outrage. Another sees luxury lifestyles they can't afford. The algorithm amplifies whatever keeps you emotionally engaged. Not necessarily what's true. Not what's healthy. Not what improves your life. Only what keeps your eyes on the screen. That's the real product. Not videos. Not creators. Not trends. Your attention. Because in the modern internet economy, attention equals money. The longer platforms keep users engaged, the more advertisements they can show, the more data they can collect, and the more influence they gain. And TikTok became exceptionally good at this. Its rise terrified competitors. Companies like Meta and Google quickly copied the format through Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Why? Because short-form addictive content works. It keeps people online longer than almost anything else. But TikTok had already perfected the formula. The app understood something fundamental about human nature. People are drawn toward novelty. Our brains evolved to pay attention to new information because it once helped us survive. But TikTok weaponized novelty at industrial scale. Every swipe introduces something completely different. A joke. A dance. A tragedy. A news story. A cooking tutorial. A conspiracy theory. Your brain never gets a chance to settle. And this constant switching comes with consequences. Researchers increasingly warn that excessive short-form content may affect memory, concentration, emotional regulation, and mental health. Many users describe feeling mentally exhausted after scrolling for long periods, even though they haven't physically done anything. That's because your brain is processing massive amounts of information at unnatural speed. But TikTok's influence goes even deeper. It changed culture itself. Songs are now designed to go viral in 15-second clips. Movies are edited around moments that perform well online. Businesses shape marketing campaigns for short attention spans. Even everyday people began optimizing their personalities for the algorithm. Creators learned to hook viewers within the first seconds or risk being ignored. Which creates an environment where subtlety disappears. Everything becomes louder, faster, more dramatic. Outrage spreads faster than nuance. Extreme opinions outperform balanced conversations. The algorithm doesn't ask whether content is meaningful, only whether it's engaging. And engagement often favors emotional intensity over truth. This is one reason misinformation spreads so quickly online. False or sensational content frequently generates stronger reactions than calm, factual explanations. The algorithm rewards whatever captures attention most effectively, even if it damages public discourse in the process. But despite all of this, people keep scrolling. Why? Because TikTok also fulfills real psychological needs. It provides entertainment, connection, validation, distraction, and escape. For many users, the platform becomes a way to avoid boredom, loneliness, stress, or anxiety. And that's what makes it so powerful. TikTok doesn't just compete for your time. It competes for your emotional state. The app becomes the default response to discomfort. Waiting in line. Open TikTok. Feeling stressed. Open TikTok. Bored for 10 seconds. Open TikTok. Eventually, silence itself starts feeling unfamiliar. Many people can no longer tolerate moments without stimulation. And this constant need for input creates dependency. Not necessarily physical addiction in the traditional sense, but behavioral addiction. Compulsive usage despite negative consequences. People stay up late scrolling. Lose productivity. Struggle to focus. Compare themselves endlessly to others. Yet they return again and again. Because the system is designed to pull them back. Notifications. Recommendations. Personalized feeds. Endless novelty. Everything pushes users toward one goal: more screen time. And here's the uncomfortable truth. TikTok didn't create this problem alone. It simply exposed how vulnerable human attention really is. In a world where technology companies compete aggressively for engagement, every platform evolves toward whatever captures attention most effectively. And humans were never biologically prepared for algorithms this advanced. Your brain evolved in small tribes thousands of years ago. Not against artificial intelligence systems trained on billions of behavioral patterns. That imbalance matters. Because for the first time in history, machines are learning human psychology faster than humans understand themselves. And attention is becoming the battlefield. The companies that control attention increasingly influence culture, politics, shopping habits, beliefs, and behavior. Which raises an important question. If algorithms can shape what billions of people think about, feel, and focus on every day, who's really in control? The answer is uncomfortable. Because most people believe they're simply using social media. When in reality, social media is using them. Every second watched becomes profit. Every emotion triggered becomes data. Every swipe teaches the algorithm how to hold attention more effectively. And the system keeps improving. So what happens next? Will attention spans continue shrinking? Will future platforms become even more immersive and addictive? Will people reclaim control over their focus? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing is certain. Human attention is now one of the most aggressively contested resources on Earth. And TikTok changed the game forever. The next time you open the app for just 5 minutes, pay attention to what happens. Watch how quickly time disappears. Watch how effortlessly the feed pulls you deeper. Watch how hard it becomes to stop. Because once you understand the system, you start realizing something terrifying. The algorithm knows exactly what it's doing.